So while looking at history and its importance, we also have to consider just the culinary profession in general. Its importance to just having the traits of a culinary professional. So what are those? What have we spent so many years putting value on? Well, the first thing is knowledge. And that's why you guys are here. You're here to get the knowledge to give you a base level of understanding in all of this. You must have knowledge of food, techniques, business basics, all of these things. You've got to have that foundational information. And while you don't need to write this down, it is in red, you must have a willingness to continue to learn. As things are changing and growing in this ever growing world, you must be on top of those trends. And even things in my profession as a teacher are always changing. And when we are willing to change and learn more, we're more knowledgeable, and we're showing the traits of a culinary professional. Dedication. You've got to have the dedication. Willingness to work hard in a very physically demanding job. It's hot in that kitchen, labor intense, but you've got to be willing and dedicated to work hard. Skills, willingness to continue practicing. If you are just leaving college, you're like, yeah, I'm a certified chef. I've been accredited. I was certified by the American Culinary Federation. I know everything. That might not be the case. When you get into industry, you may be given a task that you've actually never completed before. Culinary school can only prepare you so much. And so you've got to have a willingness to continue to practice in perfecting your art, especially if you're challenged with something new. Flavor, taste, and aroma. Preparing foods that taste, look, and feel great. Texture is a lot. Texture means a lot to us. So if you've inappropriately created a dish, the texture could be off, and that texture can be very dissatisfying depending on what it is. So I talk about feel as it tastes and how it feels in our mouth. Essentially, a good chef sends out food that needs nothing to be altered whatsoever. They've got the judgment, which we'll talk about in a minute, that flavor, taste, and aroma are spot on. As soon as that dish goes to the customer will be satisfied. Judgment. From ordering ingredients to behavior to selecting menus to just failure in general, chefs are constantly making judgment calls. Is this right? Is it wrong? Have I ordered enough? All of those things. And eventually it just comes down to just an underlying judgment. When I go grocery shopping for the class, sometimes I'm like, it says this, but I don't think I need that much. I think I'm only going to get this much. And usually that judgment pays off. Respect, consideration. First of all, respect for oneself. When you have respect for yourself, you're more willing to give it to others. And so respect in culinary is threefold. First of all, it's respect for ingredients. It's making sure that you're not doing anything that's going to yield waste in the end. You've got respect for your guests. You are in the hospitality industry. You are there to make people happy, to feel good. Food brings us together in so many ways. And being disrespected as customers is not a good means of going about things. So respecting guests, and then respect for coworkers. Just like in this classroom, I've always talked about respect. Respect is going to be a huge, huge component to the culinary professional. Pride. Not only are you prideful in a job well done, you are so proud of that dish, which I highly encourage here in class. Take pictures of your final product. Share that with other people. But also in your personal appearance. I have a lot of students that come in and say, I haven't washed my chef coat in over a week, and it's stained and dirty. That is not something to take pride in. You want to make sure that you are looking professional just on your appearance alone. So that yields to, what does a culinary professional look like? They've got anything from the top down, they've got their hat on. Very traditional. Depending on where you're at, you might be required to wear a necktie. That's going to stop all the sweat from getting in food, essentially. You've got something that signifies you in a name tag. You've got your coat on with white or black buttons. You've got a dishcloth to the side. Your apron is knee length and no lower. You've got checkered trousers or slacks, something that's just going to disguise any dirt, and then sturdy slip-resistant shoes that are fully covering of the leg, or fully covering of the feet. My apologies. So there's two professional organizations that we're going to talk about, and again, those are just increasing the value of the profession of culinary. The first one is the American Culinary Federation. This is in red. You don't necessarily need to write it down. Their mission: we are the standard of excellence for the culinary industry, advancing and promoting professionalism, leadership, and collaboration. So what does that mean? Basically, they are one of the only organizations to actually certify you. So if you want to become a certified chef, you're going to do so through the American Culinary Federation. For that, they're advancing and promoting their industry. We take pride in what we do by showing we are certified. Leadership opportunities. It gives them opportunities for growth, not only throughout the organization, but also in the kitchen. And then education and professional development. I told you, chefs are ever learning. As trends are changing, as the times are changing, they need to go back and make sure that they are on top of those trends. The American Culinary Federation will do some additional professional development or classes that can train those chefs in those new areas. And another professional organization is the National Restaurant Association. Again, this is in red. Don't necessarily need to write it down. Their mission: to serve our industry and impact its success. We strengthen operations, mitigate risk, and develop talent, advance and protect business vitality through national, state, and local advocacy, and drive knowledge and collaboration. They are there to support restaurants, and they are there to support all of the employees within those restaurants. They offer professional development. They too are saying you need to stay on top of what's going on in the industry. They protect restaurants. If a restaurant happens to have, say, a foodborne illness outbreak, well, the National Restaurant Association is going to jump in. They're going to advocate for them to the best of their ability. And they are known for their yearly food show. It's usually this huge food show in Chicago that everybody knows about, and that's just encouraging all of these things, developing, promoting, and enhancing and advancing the career of culinary. Okay. That takes us through our history notes. I hope that you took an opportunity to write this information down. You are going to be guided on an activity here shortly, and I will see you soon live. Bye.